My name K Dogg, born and raised in Los Angeles, California, man, from the Rollin 60s. Born and raised in LA, man, it was rough coming up when I came up. You know, I had a mother that was a dope fiend and a prostitute, man, so, you know, I had it rough growing up. I had to fend for myself, I had to basically raise myself, so the streets raised me. You know, living in the streets of LA, man, it was real dangerous. I had to learn how to survive. It was like basically survival mode, you know, in the city. So I was forced to be out here in the streets at a young age. And when I was introduced to the 60s with my grandmother, she moved on Cimarron and Slauson in 1972. And I've been over there ever since with my granny. You know, she just recently passed in 2016, but when I was younger, man, I used to just run the streets at a young age, and I gravitated toward all the older homies, man, from the 60s, or even the younger crowd, the older crowd. Like one of the first encounters I had in the 60s was Poochie, Lil Mump. And I stole something out of his family market, or so to speak, Mama's Chicken. And they chased me, you know. I was scared to death, you know, because to see all these dudes coming at me, and I don't know, at the time I ain't know nothing about the gangs, the Rollin 60s, I didn't know nothing about nothing, you know, but later on in life, they became my family. You know, Mump, Crazy Coop, Loco Coop, Slim, Chili Capone, you know, the list goes on. Keystone mainly, you know, because I grew up on Cimarron, and Keystone was like 4 or 5 houses down from me. You know, and he was one of the older homies that took me under his wing, you know, and groomed me and laced me, you know, and Mump and Slim was instrumental on putting me on the hood. And, you know, these dudes was like, I never had a father. I never met my father, so they was like my father figure, my big homies. You know, they was everything to me, you know. They groomed me into the man I am today. I feel like the adversity I went through as a younger man, it made me the man I am today. Y'all finna raise my shirt, man. I'm finna show y'all my back piece, man. A tribute to all my fallen comrades, all my homeboys, resting in peace. You know, I speak on my granny house. The block I grew up on is famously known in Boyz N The Hood. Doughboy House, Larry Fishburne, Dre, and all them houses on the street I grew up on. Even to this day, you got tourists ride down that street all day long. If you look at Boyz N The Hood, and they got the scene where they on the railroad tracks, and you look behind on the wall like K Dogg, Rollin 60s. I did that when I was like 12 years old in Boyz N The Hood. You look at Boyz N The Hood, man, my name is actually on the wall when they where the football scene. So where they had where he took the football scene though, that's apartment building on Wilton, and that's around the corner from Cimarron where I grew up at. We go across the tracks where that building 2 houses down was my best friend, my homeboy, Loco Coop, and them, my big homeboy, Big L Loco, they lived right there on that block. That was like my stomping grounds. Where they found the dead body at right there. You know, I used to always be right there doing crazy stuff. I used to steal cars and park cars right there, stolen cars when I was a kid. But yeah, it's a lot of history, man, over there. My brother actually, he's in one of the scenes, the shooting dice scene. My little brother's in that movie. Info Minds, man, come on, take a ride with me. We about to push through the hood. We about to hit Slauson. I'm gonna take you and show you where I grew up at, house I grew up, I was born and raised in. Back when I was growing up, man, you had to be real tough to hang out on these blocks. Then we pulling up on Brynhurst where Nipsey Hussle did one of his first videos at, on this block. Where we at right now, we on Hyde Park, West Boulevard. It's like considered one of the rough parts of the neighborhood. And we right here on 10th Avenue Hyde Park, man. That's 10th Ave, we on 10th Avenue Hyde Park. And when I was growing up, man, you was the toughest 60s that hung up on 10th Avenue, man. If you ain't had no balls and no heart, you wasn't hanging on the dime block. There's a lot of history on this block right here. You know, craziest thing I had seen on this block, man, was back in the days, one of my OG homeboys, man, got out with an LAPD officer. Man, that dude got out, man, took his things off and got down with the homie right here on the block. No harm, no foul, man. Even LAPD was scared to come down 10th Ave when we was a kid. I'm not just talking, man, it's in the history books. They know. I had a lot of history on this block, man. Gang banging, growing up, a lot of squabbles. You know, that's where it was at, man. You was official, man. You came on the dime and did your shit with the homies. You was official, man, because everybody didn't come on the dime block in the 80s. They was scared too. This what it is, man. This is home front. Yeah, this AG block, man. You know, it got cliques within the hood, like blocks within the hood. This one of the blocks I represent, Arlington gang. A lot of history on this block. Even more so than 10th Ave, a whole lot of history. They got Jack in the Box up the street when we was little in Van Ness Park, right up the street. Jack in the Box when we was little, man, we used to be sitting up in there 20, 30, 40, 50 deep all day long, just hanging out, showing love, drinking, just hanging out. Man, we right here on Cimarron and 59th, man. I grew up on this block, right up the street. This house right here is where Dre lived in Boyz N The Hood. 5914, and then that house over there is where Nia Long lived in the movie. And this was Dope Boy house right here in the movie. This was Dope Boy house, man. I grew up on this block right here, born and raised. This is where they filmed Boyz N The Hood at, right here on the block. Boyz N The Hood was shot right in the 60s. If nobody don't know, Boyz N The Hood was shot right here.